YouTube, I'm back with all this ugly underneath this hat with another soundbite. I despise sound bites, and I don't know who I'm more mad at, the person that puts them out because they're sowing seeds of discord, or the people that jump on it and then jump on a bandwagon of hate and want to cancel somebody out. So this is not about Kim. This is about TD Jakes. As of recently, like a couple of days ago, one of my coworkers came in and she was livid, talking about, have you heard what TD Jakes said about black women? I was like, no. So she let me listen to the soundbite, and I'm like, I guarantee you, there's more to it than this. But what he says has, he has a point. But surely it's more context than that. And he's too wise of a man to just put himself out there and leave it. Like, there's so much more to the sermon. So I found the sermon. But before I put out the sermon, I want you to hear the Rickey Smiley morning show portion that showed that pretty much gaslit her.
This story here, it brought tears to my eyes. And Brad, honey, y'all, I need to listen to this. Maria, it said, it's being reported, y'all, that top Christian pastor, T.D. Jakes, honey, is making some very controversial statements about the modern day black woman, and it's causing a stir, honey, in the Christian community. Now, they're saying that many of the pastor's longtime followers, most of whom are black women, are upset with his latest sermon. Now, MTO has confirmed. They said many are saying that the message sounded more like something that came out of the mouth of Kevin Samuels than from a spiritual leader, y'all. Now, they're saying, honey, the pastor spoke about this recently, honey, how he blasted black women. They're saying that the pastor told the thousands in his mostly black audience, in black culture, we're raising our women to be men. The preacher continued, you are not applauded for femininity, rather for how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, and possessive you are. Here's what he had to say.
We are raising up women to be men. And you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, possessive you are, and you are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house. But until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk back to me this morning.
And the church said amen. Maria.
So, with that being the only statement that's out, the soundbite that's out that he said, that can be misconstrued, and that's why I say I don't know who I'm more mad at, the seed sower of discord. I mean, do we need to check the source, or do we need to check ourselves for jumping on, for taking the bait? There's context in it. There's more to it than just that. And that's what I want to show today. So there's going to be a link in the description for Rickey Smiley's morning show that caused, I won't say caused it, but that definitely caused the issue with the young lady that came to me. I'm also going to put in the description the link to the sermon, because there's so much more to it. And so I found the sermon. Come to find out, this was a Father's Day sermon, but someone took out the time to take out this little excerpt and just gaslit everybody. It is a masterful sermon. Now, you know, anybody know T.D. Jakes? I'm a lover of the word. I love a good sermon, and I love a sermon that opens my mind. So this sermon definitely he talks about the creation. He talks about the title of the sermon is Men Pour In. And it's a Father's Day sermon. So of course it has nothing to do with beating up the black woman, but we're gonna start it off with.
He said the epitome of love is sacrifice. God so loved the world that he what? Gave. Not took. That he gave. See, men pour in. It's not about taking. Wherever there is love, love pours, lust takes. A lot of people you think love you just lust you.
Again, so many little nuggets that should have went viral. So many people that you think love you just lust you. Men pour in. That's the theme of this. Men pouring in. I mean, so I'm just little pieces just.
That first verse at 9. As the Father have loved me, so have I loved you. I just imitated him. I just acted like him. As he poured into me, I poured into you. So have I loved you. So have I loved. The Father have loved me vulnerably, totally, completely, unashamedly. Even though I wrapped up in sinful flesh and took on the form of a servant, his love didn't lessen because of my form. Why is your love so conditional?
Now he breaks apart creation and puts a whole new spin, but it's all centered around men pour in.
He used the earth as a womb. He used his word as sperm. When his sperm hit the womb of the earth, he said, let there be, and there was birth. And the reason the whole creation can travail is because she has been God's womb. Real men pour in. When Adam is created and Eve is pulled out of him, he breaks the divine order because men were designed to pour in when he started receiving
now this
from
next
her.
part is going to put walls up if you don't listen to it correctly. Your perception is everything. So for all the sensitive people, because this could be this is the definite context leading up to, but this is Adam and Eve, and so this might get a little touchy.
If Adam had not allowed Eve to pour into him, sin would have never come into the world. Sin came into the world because Adam broke the order. We were not designed to receive from women. Your self-esteem is compromised when you have to ask your wife for lunch money. I'm not saying you got to be rich. I'm not saying you got to be famous. I'm saying that you have got to be the one who pours in, not the one who takes out. When Adam started eating out of his wife's hand, sin came in because the divine order was broken. Women, be careful about pouring too much into us. We are designed to pour into you. And you are designed to take what we pour into you and increase it and make it better. You increase it, you appreciate it, and you multiply it. This breaks all sociological orders of the culture we're living in now, because we are raising up women to be men. And you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, possessive you are, and you are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house. But until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away.
My question to you is, what was the part that if you heard the whole part of the soundbite, would you still be as offended as you was when you just heard a piece? For those who are offended, because I was never offended. I love the word and I love to hear people exegete the word. So now this next part would have also been a good tie-in to that to help it not seem so male chauvinistic, because he then gives a reason why a woman is so angry and so on and so forth.
The conversation has become, let's prove to the men how dispensable they are. And it is born out of pain because we hurt you. And betrayed you. And lied to you. And cheated to you. And you became like you became out of pain. But watch what is born out of pain. That is born out of pain is the way you cope with disorder. Insists for better out of me rather than replacing me. Oh, Lord.
See, that's, if all that would have been tied together, this wouldn't be as offensive as it seemed to those who are sensitive to it. So that's why I despise sound bites, but I love the word. And I challenge all of us to, rather than take these sound bites from I'll say a bad person, for the lack of a better term, who wants to sow seeds of discord, who wants to see us fighting against each other. Let's, like he said, love, and let love direct us so that we can be better. Now, this leads into even more, and I can't just let it just fall off because, like I said, I love the word. So I'm going to continue on this little sermon and get you a couple more nuggets before we go.
Let's go from the scriptures to anatomy. Anatomically, men pour in. Life begins when men pour in. We were designed to pour in. You were designed to preserve what is poured in. As it is in the physical, so it is in the spiritual. We are designed to pour in.
And so to add to the sermon of man pour in, he gave an analogy that cannot be not included. It's just, you got to tell a whole story to get the whole picture. And all that get an understanding. You got to get the understanding before you be offended. This analogy is, it speaks, it puts a bow.
Wait. I came to this glass to get some water, but it had none. No matter how thirsty I am, it has no water. I can't get any water poured into me because it had no water poured into it. It is hard to pour into people what was not poured into you. I got this big picture here. It looks good, it's nice, it's fancy, it's cute, it's fine, it's wonderful, and honestly, it's expensive. But it's empty. Just because you dressed up don't mean you pour in. Just because you got a Gucci bag don't mean you pour in. Just because you got a fine watch doesn't mean you pour in. You can be fine as wine and have nothing to pour in. And pretty soon we're going to get tired of you being cute. You cute, but you empty, sir. Men pour.
All that needed to go with the soundbite. that men pour in aspect of things, it takes away from the woman being, because it just gave you a small snippet of a bigger story. But we know this man for his works, and we know him to be a good preacher. So why would we think anything? Why would we take it and run with it? And let's back up. Who would do this other than somebody that is negative, other than somebody that has no goodwill or good intent? So why would we just take it and run with it? And of course, I'm not going to end it with that. This ending for this video is the reason why he referenced family, not being able to just
Both the glass and the pitcher are empty. And I can't get my thirst quenched from an empty glass, and the glass can't give me water because the thing that was designed to pour into it was also empty. Let me tell you why you're dry. The thing that was designed to pour into you is empty. So Jesus says, move in real close on me, Jamel. Jesus says, as the Father have loved me, so have I loved you. I can't pour into you until something is poured.
Y'all, because this got longer than expected, but I just wanted to give y'all the full essence of what this was, and you get to see the difference between how a soundbite can build something negative in you and we run with it, as opposed to realizing that there is something before and after. That's all to do with context. That's all to do with perception. That's all to do with wanting to hear more, wanting to know the whole thing, and all that, get an understanding. Not just run with something that somebody shows you just to try to gaslight you. There's so much more to the beginning, the end. It's a lesson in it. But this ain't gonna be popular. This ain't gonna be viral. What is viral is the foolishness. And the only persons that are guilty for making that viral is us. When we learn to stop running with this stuff that they keep throwing at us, when we stop listening to anything that make us fight against one another, then we can be better. And it goes back to what he said. Love, loving each other. And that goes with Kim. That goes with anybody you want to do, be it somebody, Kim Burrell, dare I say, Trump. You got to work on me about that one. But yeah. So yeah, we going to be better, fam. I don't know what my next video is going to be. So until we meet again, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know if this changed your perception of what that small soundbite, how that soundbite made you feel. Let me know if listening to the beginning, the end, and if you want to go, like I said, the whole sermon, it's going to be in the description, because I think the whole sermon had so many nuggets that was so powerful. So I appreciate y'all watching and commenting, and love y'all.